Is it going? Hey, if it's going, hi, I'm Chris. Let me see, I'm illustrating a kid's book or a picture book that my wife and I had made uh, years ago. And then I illustrated it, and it wasn't very good, and I was just starting illustrating. I've been illustrating for years now. We decided I found the book. It was lost for a long time. I found the book, and now we're doing it. So this is page 2. The book is upstairs, so if I have to read from the book, I'll have to run and upstairs and get it. But this is page 2. We did some coloring of this page yesterday. We illustrated the page the day before. I don't think we'll work on more coloring of this guy today. I think here's the other part of that color. So we could do some stuff like that, which is like go in and erase the parts that so the other color from the background can shine through. But I think let's start with at least, oh my, coloring Blub Blub. This is Blub Blub. He's the shy octopus who is the star of the show, and he is pink in the text, so we're going to make him pink here. It didn't come up on stream? That's good. Huh. I'm not getting any stats on the... Okay. I'm going to bring it up on the web just to have it. So we're going to color him pink. We're going to probably, let's lay down another background first to make it so we know what we're working with. It's going to be against like a blue-green background like the other one. So we'll get that down first. Actually, let's copy the other background so that way we don't even have to, we'll duplicate this layer. Here we go. Duplicate layer. And I don't know if you can see sometimes you can see the like windows and stuff, and sometimes you guys can on the stream. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so we don't need the mask. So there we go. We'll put something like this as the background. So that way we can see and get a feel for what it's going to look like when we do pink. Yeah, it looks like it's coming up now. I get my slip glove on. All right, this guy. You know, I really think these make a big difference. I didn't use it for a long time, and they were not that expensive, like $5 on Amazon, so I got one and I was really, really happy. It's definitely been good. All right, let's start with a really bright pink. Actually, let's start with like a paler, less intense pink. We can always move, oh, hi Andreas, or Andre. We can always move towards brighter pinks, but it's not always great to like desaturate things. It's not as specific. So here we go. So I'm just gonna use like this textured pencil that we've used for other things. I'm gonna, oh, okay. Turn the opacity down a little bit. Yeah, and then let's just run it over basically the whole guy. And then we'll come back and we'll do more specifics. Okay, I'm just realized that this doesn't have pressure size sensitivity, so I can't like choose how fat the pencil is while I'm using it. I think I'll still, I'm thinking about switching. We can switch to like a watercolor brush I made that I think I can control. Yeah, let's do that, especially since it's just the bottom layer. Let's get rid of this and switch to the watercolor brush real quick. So this is a watercolor brush I made for painting backgrounds and these little stuffy elephants that I used to color all the time. And so yeah, if you look right here, I'll zoom in a little bit on the face. This is what the brush is by default, and it like layers in really slowly but really beautifully. So like you could see why that would be good for coloring little elephant stuffies. And so we'll use it now to color this guy. We'll change it to pink. Yeah. Okay. So this does leave seams like when you overlap or where you touch on the sides. So that's the big um, look out for that. But it's okay. We're going to layer more color and more detail. And like it's okay to have some organic painting details left in the piece, because like that's what it would be like if we were doing this real life. That's what it would be like. You can't be over here trying to make your digital like so much more perfect than real life. You can. That is certainly a style choice you can make. That is not the style choice I am making. I am letting there be, I used to do that, or I used to try to do that, and I am letting there be some consequences of how the art is made in the final piece. I'm not going to try to hide every little imperfection, every little tell that a human made this instead of a computer. There's a level of perfection you need to set. And my level of perfection is a little bit before, a little bit less perfect than not showing my work. All right, I think this is looking good, really good as a base layer. I'm also not just going over the whole thing, so that allows me to not double up on the arms. You know, like I think you saw, I was trying to erase them before we switched brushes. So I'm going to make these background ones a different color for sure, probably a lot more purple, a little bit more cool. You know, like it's further back in the water and there's more water between us and them. Nathaniel Hemphill, you can go. No problem. How's everybody doing? All right. So yeah, I'm going to make these other tentacles a little bit darker, a little bit cooler colored, just like there's some green or blue water between us and them. And we'll do that right after. We can just layer on top of this. Uh, I use transparent brushes and paints, even though I'm coloring digital, as a way to let myself like layer up paint colors and stuff, just like you would if you were working with watercolor. All right. So yeah, let's just go over these ones and make them darker. Let's just do a basic shadow layer. So because we can layer the paint, we're going to just layer a second coat of paint on top of these and just darken them up for shadow. And we can actually come back and we'll do shadow for the whole thing. So like that, we'll just do a little bit. There's a little shadow underneath there. Anytime one of the arms is on top of one of the other ones, let's just kind of pop that out. Do here. And that'll just make the whole thing look a lot more, I missed a spot, make the whole thing look a lot more dynamic, a lot more, it'll be easier to see the depth. It's a, it's a cheap trick, but that's why it's worth doing. We didn't do this arm. This is in the back. All right. And even though I did these arms in the back, I'm also going to do the shadow on top of them too. And then we can even blend it out a little bit, but we don't have to do that right away. Okay. All right, and some of these bigger ones, I'm also going to do it just kind of like on the sides so you can see they're not just flat. All right, I'm liking this. Oh, hey, B. Lombardi. Thank you. We'll do it on the sides of the head too. All right. Awesome sauce. That's embarrassing. I don't normally say that. Like maybe I did once. All right. I'm just kind of blending it in. Oh, I accidentally hit yellow. Crud. Okay. Got some yellow there by accident. There we go. All right. Yeah, so now I do like this pink. We don't want him too washed out. No way. That is a bald-faced lie. Let's do some green. We'll do green just like I was saying on these background ones. And then when we have this kind of, but you know, we'll see. This will help with the illusion that everything's underwater a little bit. Have you seen that? There's an illusion where your like brain thinks you're seeing the color red, but when you separate it out from all the other colors, it's actually blue. It's really crazy. Some people, I think it's called the fire truck is blue illusion, something like that. There's a, this line is wrong. You see this line here doesn't connect with the line behind it. Where's my pencil? This, it should be like that, but instead it comes up and goes that way. I'm just gonna try to fix it. I think that'll probably do it. Oh, crap. I need to get rid of that pencil I drew down first. Just do that probably. A little bit more. And then pull that out a little. Okay, I think that's going to be better. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I feel a lot better about it. We'll go back up to the coloring. Let's get on some really, do we do all the green? No, let's do the final green. I think this arm needs it. Oh, I'm using the wrong thing. Great. Elephant brush. Yep, green. Okay. Okay. I know, not a bald face, yeah. That's why I'm so suspicious of these bald-faced liars. That's why I think everyone who has a bald face is a liar. All right, this is good, but it needs to be more vibrant. Let's grab some like actual vibrant pink and get in there. This is not a great look. Let's figure something else out. Now we will go in with the pencil. Boom. There we go. And for this, we will only color the non-suction cup parts. Also, if we move away and come back, it's going to be a lot stronger. Even here, we didn't even lift the pencil, and we got a much stronger color out of it. So we have to be a little bit more careful, or at least a little bit more aware. All right. We're going to use this also as an opportunity to like create shape, create movement, or again, just organize like where these are in the 3D space, because we're creating that 3D space like with our color and our shading, and we're doing our shading with our color, so mostly. So I think the light is, we're having the light come in at a pretty steep angle, like this. That's the direction of the light. So like anything underneath that would get a little shadow. Anything on the left side might get a little shadow. There we go. And Yeah, it's also texture. We're not letting this octopus be totally by himself. I mean, totally without, oh, hey, the goblin. I'll show you what we're working on so far. We can color from out here probably. Working on Blub Blub himself. I have a delicate eraser for parts that like I feel like are not blending correctly, which happens sometimes with this brush. I created a delicate eraser, what I call, so like I can come in here and sort of, whoop, that's the pencil again. Okay. And sort of like take it back. It's morphed to help blending. All right. I'm not hating this. I probably will add some yellow to give it, and maybe some more blue instead of green to give it more depth. I'm holding my breath. It's so funny. Like, I guess I hold my breath when I do art. I didn't know this because most of the time I'm just doing art by myself at a desk. So it doesn't matter if I hold my breath. I start breathing again eventually, right? But since I started doing it while I'm streaming, I'm like, oh, you're not talking. Why aren't you talking? Like, there's, there's, there's stuff to be said. What's going on? And then I realize I'm holding my breath and I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, Blub Blub is part of the book. He's the main character. So we meet Blub Blub right away. And then we're told that his family are good at hiding. I can read the next page. I just have to go upstairs and get it. I know the next page. And we'll probably do we'll probably color the next page or illustrate the next page tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, I think this is coming along very good. I think we definitely need to add maybe some texture. I mean, that's what we're doing now. We're definitely adding texture. I'm not letting this be like cell shaded. But I think we can go a step further. I also see there's a mistake in the tentacles. It's not the end of the world, but this here. I'm gonna go to the tentacle layer, the pencil layer, grab myself a pencil, flatten it out a little bit. There we go. Delete that. All right, so I was thinking instead of trying to like reline this whole thing, I'll just come out here like this and make some suction cups. And then it just looks like it was a little twisted. Okay, and I'll fix those lines later and make them look um, more proper, more like the rest of the pencil. Sometimes I even will scan them in, but I don't think I'll have to do that. I think I'll be able to fudge it. Okay, flat pencil. There we go. This pink, get big. All right, back at it. Let's quick finish up these legs. Just a little bit more to do. This one, and then we'll do some highlights. I think that'll look really fun. We'll get some, and we'll do his head, I guess, too. All right, I think this is pretty good. We can add a little shadow. So right now, too, often I will color in what's called multiply, which will allow the darker layers to shine through, like the pencil lines, for example. And right now I'm not doing that. So I could, in theory, color right over the pencil lines and make them totally hidden. Uh, and that just gives us more control over the color of the lines and stuff. Usually the lines would sort of be a static black that would be unchangeable. But here, as I go over the line starts to turn pink also, which can have varying effects. I might have to come in and really play around with the, yeah, so Blub Blub is a kid. He hasn't learned everything octopuses do yet. So it's going to be revealed that Blub Blub is not, he's not camouflaging. And so the book is an exploration of him kind of discovering that and his family kind of discovering that and how that goes for everybody. So like, yeah, yeah, I think it's interesting because like there's stuff, we don't present it any specific way. If I recall, it's just something everybody does and he doesn't do it, right? Like I guess in like an adult's brain, you can think like, oh, well, octopuses need to camouflage to do their job. And you might classify it as something more serious than just something he doesn't want to do. But in the book, from a child's point of view, it's just right now something he doesn't do. Not necessarily something he doesn't want to do or something he does want to do, just something he doesn't do. All right, this is not terrible. We'll get some longer brush strokes in here to sort of pull it together. Don't leave it too short. And then we're still going to come in and do some highlights, some shadows. So um, it's not finished yet. So don't judge it. It's not time to judge it. Don't judge a book by its unfinished first draft. How come people don't say that? I bet you so many artists judge their work by some unfinished draft. And like, you shouldn't do that. Hi, McGinger. Has anyone ever told you your name is like MacGyver? They made MacGyver, and I guess it was an old show, and now it's a new show. Yeah, yeah. My wife and I were both kids who didn't fit in, and so it was a natural. Like we feel like we're Blub Blub, so we can speak on that with some authority, like the way some people treat you, the way things are presented. All right, that's I don't hate it. That's striking commentary, right? It's not the worst thing. Okay, what I'm gonna do, sample layers, continuous tolerance. Okay, I'm gonna hide oh hi OG Ninja 12. We're gonna hide the non-color layer. We're gonna take picture. I'm gonna expand, oh thank you so much. Expand it out a little bit, and then we're going to use that as a mask. Return the pencils back on. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. So it's going to be the first page of a kid's book that my wife and I did. Oh, hey, Fabs. And so this might be the book cover. This might be the first page. I'm just illustrating right now on stream different pages of the book as I'm reading it. so I had illustrated it a long time ago, and oh, and then I was not a very good illustrator. I was new at illustrating, and then we also lost the book because we moved, and so now here we go. Now we have the book. We found the original copy, and oh, we can try again. So that's what we're doing here. The book is called right now like Blub Blub. We don't. It's just the working title. Blub Blub's Blub Blub, and that's also the main character. So, oh yeah, Blub Blub the octopus. Oh yeah, the octopus that couldn't camouflage maybe. That's also a working title. But yeah, we're not we'll get there. It's okay. Okay. It's it's we still have at least however many days it takes me to illustrate it before we have to give it a title. So, okay. Yeah, so I'm just coming in and kind of cleaning up the edge. Uh, but we don't have to do that right now. I just wanted to get a kind of vague idea. That's the kind of stuff I can do off stream. Oh, thank you so much, OG Ninja. Oh yeah, so I did try it, Fab. Is that Fabs? Yeah, I did try it. Um, I don't have a tablet, so I do everything on a Windows computer, so it wasn't something I could try out right away. And my tablet, the drawing tablet I did have that could have run it, the battery blew up a few weeks ago. So that's so far where I'm at. So I was thinking about trying to run an Android simulator for it, emulator for it, um, which I've done before, but they run really slow on my computer. But I was looking up alternatives because it got me like I looked at the app. I think the app is very good from the reviews and seeing what it can do. I was excited to install it, but yeah, that the octopus that couldn't is pretty good actually because you're also then referencing the little engine that could. So you could even be more explicit and do like the little the little octopus who couldn't. But I think the octopus who couldn't is better. Or the octopus who couldn't is better because it just is snappier, has less syllabic complications. All right, not bad, not bad. Yeah, so I did see there was an option I could put it on my phone. Um, oh, weird. Because it would install on Android there, but I've never used my phone like that for drawing, and I don't think I would be good at it. I don't have a stylus or anything. All right. Oh man, I do love chicken. No, but I wish I was. I have kebab though, so I'm pretty happy actually. Oh, all right, I should do more color. So let's do yellow. Let's do some sun. We'll actually add in a little yellow. It'll be fun. I don't know why I'm nervous about this. I don't think it's going to do anything bad. Yeah, okay. This is a good story. So we do trivia, and we've been doing okay, except for the last 2 weeks. We did not do okay at all. We got second place. Wait, that is still doing okay. But we had been getting first, and we were really excited. And we have a good team of people. And we got second twice in a row. And then so last night we did trivia, and we were like really pumped. We were like, we're gonna get first again. We're gonna fix this. And we did, but we almost lost a point because they said, what's the only native nut tree in North America? And I was like, it's the black walnut. I know this because I follow a YouTuber who talks about native plant species in North America and how we should go back. And I love that. That's like I didn't know I was going to get the type of dad interest that is like native plant species and like have strong opinions about where they should and shouldn't be. But that's what I got. I didn't get World War II or crazy aliens or like I don't know what the other ones are. I got native plant species and ooh, what kind of bird is that? Um, Yeah, so then they were like they read the answers at the end of every round and they were like pecan. And I was like, pecan? And I looked it up and I was like, is a pecan I looked up only nut tree, only native nut tree in North America, and they were like, pecan, baby. And I was like, that's crazy. All right, yeah, I guess I'm just wrong. And then and then I looked up black walnut because I was sure black like that's what I remembered. And they were like, black walnut is a nut tree native to North America. And I was like, wait a second. Okay, so they're both. And so then I told the guy it's both. We got the point. This story is getting crazy. Yeah, and we got the point. So that's really good. That's great. That's not the end of the story though, because then we're leaving and I'm like, oh, who would write that question? What's the only native nut species in North America? And then have it be um, pecan and like when so then I looked it up and pecan's not a nut, it's a frug. So a droog. I thought it was frug. I don't know. I keep being corrected, but I can't hear what the correction is, so I'm just like saying another random word. Oh, for sure, for sure. Oh yeah, Black Walnut as a band. Yeah, I don't know when that'll be, probably forever from now because I don't know when I'll have a tablet again, but yeah, definitely. I was also looking into Krita, which I have heard of before. I have dabbled in tinily, but it's open source and there's a ton of tutorials on it. It's totally free, or you can buy it on Steam if you choose to and support them. But the only thing you get on Steam is automatic updates. You can just get it from their website for free. It's open source and it should run on everything, every PC or laptop. I'm not sure if they have an Android version, so you could do it on your phone, but from what I was reading, very similar, very similar. So if I do that, I can do a lesson on that, and that might be applicable to some of your stuff. I'm still cleaning up the edge. I don't know what I'm doing. I got totally distracted. We're supposed to be doing yellow. Oh, we did yellow. I think it looks pretty good. Let's add in a little more, um, just kind of everywhere. Let's give it a little bit more. We'll bring the opacity down to like 12 and the flow down to like 40. Turn off that. That shouldn't be on. Okay. Yeah, now it'll be a little bit more blendy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here are the geese going by. Probably not, but there's very loud geese going by outside on their way south. South for the winter? Yeah, it must be. North for the fall? I have no idea. I thought geese were simple, right? Birds fly north for the winter, south for the winter, north for the summer. But then they're flying all sorts of weird times in all sorts of weird directions. I know because I got the dad interest that's like, hey, what's that? Oh yeah, thank you so much, Goblin. Yeah, that is exactly what I'm going for. I'm really happy it came out that way, I think. Um, I think now it's time to do some green, like the counter, or dark blue, the counterpoint to that. So I'm gonna just kind of try this. You know how they say like spot test this on a hidden part? I do that for my drawings. I spot test it. I think I think the blue's not enough. I think we do have to go green, like a like a deep, dark, bluey green. So like basically the same color as the water, which makes sense. And we're just going to go in the opposite of where we did. We can always go on the opposite of where we did the yellow. I think that'll be good to add depth, but then also like the actual opposite sides where it would be in shadow. Mm. Yeah, I thought I was decent at color theory, but it turned out like I was having a little bit of, I mean, I'm still decent at color theory, but I should always check because I was like so sure in the moment of something, and then I was just wrong. And then I was like, oh yeah, of course I was wrong. I knew the answer to that, but like my brain could not. So actually, I was just gonna do the tentacles all in green. Well, I think I will. I was thinking then, oh no, aren't the tentacle parts of octopus like lighter in color? But I think I will do green and then um, come back and white the actual suckers. I think that'll be good. And I'll have to come back and clean up some of this like over paint, but that'll be relatively easy. I do that every time I scan something in. I clean up that kind of like over sketch, and so I do that pretty quickly. I just put on a TV show and go for it. You know what I thought of? Oh, is this the new one, Fabs? Uh, I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay. I was just thinking, what if for the things in the back, what if we erase the line for some of these guys, or lighten up the line work for some of these guys in the back? Which eraser do I have? So like, not the suction cups, because we'll still want those, and maybe you can erase those. I can erase those after I do the color on them. But like, yeah, just like I always think darker is better for background stuff. That's like what, because if you're doing something just in pencil, then the stuff in the back is darker and you darken it. Um, but also if you're doing just line work, often it's the stuff with the darker lines that's in front. So now I'll do some experiments with what if it's a full illustration. It's not just pencil and it's not just line work. What if it's, I think it works pretty good. Just like kind of lightening them up. Ooh, thunderstorm outside. Yeah, that I also really like a thunderstorm. I find it generally relaxing. I have been in a couple thunderstorms that were too intense. They shouldn't have been that intense. But for the most part, I am totally with you. Ah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I think this lightening up these lines is really nice. I wasn't sure. Yeah, and some of it can actually just be cleaned up, but that's a different story. All right. What app? What? I don't know that word. Oh, maybe editing? Okay, I'm going to go back. I kind of abandoned doing the green, just like I abandoned doing the yellow, to go back and mess around with that uh, eraser and erase some of the background lines. But I think it's nice. I did save a copy of the lines, so if it turns out to be trouble or I want some of them specifically back, I can always undo um, because I happen to have another copy, so that'll be okay. So then the stuff in the background to us would also look darker. Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, we get hurricanes here, and I'm I'm on Long Island, and we also get um, we thought we never got tornadoes. Like all growing up, we were told like, no, there's no tornadoes here, all of that. And then when like satellites came in, they started seeing that we do get tornadoes. For a lot of thunderstorms, we get little mini tornadoes. We get what's called like wind shear, which is like just a type of wind storm that's as bad as a tornado in some ways. Uh, and it was so funny because we had always heard stories of like wind devils and stuff in little storms. And people are like, no, no, we don't get tornadoes. But we did. Um, and we don't get hit with hurricanes very often because we're so far north and it takes a lot of energy. A hurricane has to be pretty bad uh, to make it all the way up north into the cold Atlantic Sea. All right, I think this is coming together. This green, I think, is looking really nice. It's definitely adding a nice subtle shadow. I have these like little dots. I'll get rid of these. What happened was it's actually, oh, wait, I'll just use, no, I'll use this. Oops, it's actually the mask that I'm using to hide the background where Blub Blub is, so we can see him, is actually just not perfect. It has these little holes in it. So I can either go back and remask it. I'll probably do something like that, or I can go through and manually erase them. They don't look terrible, so I think if one or two get left, it's kind of cute, like a little texture. But there's probably something that I do like that that easily does this work, and I'm just forgetting because I'm in coloring mode instead of in editing mode. So editing, speaking of editing, I do love a cyan. Yeah, let's finish these shadows and we'll throw a cyan in and see what we're getting. Because I bet you there's some really nice spots we can highlight. Oh, I wonder even, so my name, CMonsterYK, is a reference to cyan, magenta, um, yellow, and black, which is a printing process. I've worked in printing for a very long time. My wife and I make paper and journals. Well, she makes journals and mostly makes the paper. And I do uh, illustrations for like greeting cards and notebooks and prints. And so CMonsterYK seemed like a fun reference to that. Hi, Fabs. Yeah, we're gonna get some pow, 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 pow cyan in here. I think that's gonna be nice. We can at least try it. I can't imagine what it would look like, but I think it'll be good. Oh, you know, what if we were talking about this white for the, I just messed up. Let me get cyan back. We were talking about white for the, my brain is suckers. I keep struggling with this word, like the suckers or the pencils. No, not the pencils. I'm clicking on a pencil. Suction cups, I guess. Okay, we're gonna make these all the way. Yeah, so for video editing, we use Premiere. Um, for photo editing like this, I use Photoshop. For like thumbnails or posters or anything like that, setup setup work, I I was taught to use InDesign, which is like something you use as a graphic designer when you're doing like pre-press setup, getting things ready for printing, or like placing a text and an image on the screen at the same time or on the same page. It's basically like getting things ready to be actual printed things, but I can use it well, so sometimes I use it for like thumbnails or that kind of thing. For audio editing, we use Audacity. So we're getting the suction cuppies down on here. Pow, pow. I think this very light cyan looks very good. I like this kind of chalky kind of circle I got going on. I don't know. I might come back and re-outline these once they're all down. Maybe give in a little like shading to make them look cupped. Because I feel like right now they look good, but I don't, they don't feel exactly like, I guess your brain knows what they are. I'm gonna leave them. Sometimes I get too, I want to like get really detailed about something and I get too in my head and I should really just like drop it back. So I'll give it some time and see how I feel about it tomorrow or the next time I do color on this guy. Okay, I also want to color something unrelated to the coloring, the picture book. So I don't want to forget that. Yeah, I like this. I think the cyan is the right choice. I think I would have just done white, and that would have been a missed opportunity. Yeah, I think I will come in with a pen or a marker, or even I'll print this out in black and white and get my actual pencil on it and re-outline and redraw just all these suction cups. Ooh, I did it right. Or I guess I could come in, I really like the black outlines, but I guess I could come in with just more color work and really make them look like suction cups that way. Because if you put the right gradient on them and stuff, I could probably make them look suction cuppy without having to use outlines. It's a conundrum. It's not being answered today though, so that's good. Okay, I think this is not a bad stopping point. There's a couple places I just want to clean up before I totally forget. This arm is missing. This arm is missing. Oh, it's missing the pink too. Okay, we'll come back and fix that. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get the suction cups on. And then let's get the pink on. Not that one, we'll do this one. Oof, we gotta go a lot lower. Gotta kind of blend it in. We could also copy from another place, but I think it's gonna be fine. We'll just blend it in. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks good. Oh, thank you so much, Oddfud. Yeah, I don't think, I haven't like looked up what the rules are, but I don't think we need to be sharing. Yeah, yeah, as like, hopefully everybody here should be old enough to use YouTube for adults. Uh, I marked this is not for kids. I don't think like it's evil or anything, um, but oh yeah, so just please don't put super personal information in the chat. I don't want anyone to get catfished or doxxed or anything like that. I would feel so bad. All right, I think the suckers do look good. All right, I'm going to continue cleaning up a little. Um, a little of this, a little of that. Oh my gosh. Just cleaning up these rough edges. I still feel like I'm probably forgetting like a very simple way to do this, but that's life. I think it got to the point where this is the next step. And so let's do that. All right. What is that song? Like, that's life. I drew a little death guy, like a short, kind of, not quite chibi, but not full-sized either. Death character with like a little cape and a cloak, I guess it's actually called, and a little scythe. And he was wearing like Converse, and his cloak came up. I wonder if I have it somewhere. And his cloak came up like above the Converse so you could see his shoes. It's like, and that's how I learned what aura farming is. Well, I kind of knew what it was. It's pretty obvious, but I got a lot of the context or the connotations of the word, the deeper meaning. Hi, Philly. I don't know what's Lyle Dandy's world. This is Blub Blub. Oh, somehow I've changed the color again. This is Blub Blub. He's a shy, I almost said elephant. He's a shy octopus. So I think it's like 30 pages. I remember thinking it's a little bit longer than the average kid's book. It's not super short. Um, it's not like unheard of. There's definitely, kids' books that are as long as it, but yeah, I think it's a little bit longer. I worked at a bookstore for a long time, but I didn't spend much time in the kids section, if I'm fair. But I worked at a toy store also, and I did have to know some of those books. I'm trying to think what book it's comparable to in length, because I remember thinking like, oh, it's kind of like these books. Uh, I can't think. I'd have to look up kids' books and then go based on that. Let's leave that there. Okay. Just cleaning up the edges now, moving out from the rough edge and then moving in from the rough edge alternatively. Right, right. Uh, Fab said it's like this, your style or coolness. And like, I like knew that, but we definitely needed a word for this because I can't think of what we would have said. We would have just been like, oh, they're a poser, I think. Like, oh, well, no, that's only if it would be used derogatorily. Um, like if somebody was doing something just to look cool, we, in when I was in school, we would have thought that was, well, some people would have thought the culture was that was bad, and you would have called that person a poser most of the time. There was a short period of time where I think some people might have said sellout, but that didn't really work. Didn't really stick. In some ways, I didn't understand. Yeah, so I don't have a visual imagination. They're asking if school was hard for me. So one thing I really didn't understand is like people would be like, just visualize the textbook page. And that should have been my first hint that there was something different because that didn't, that made zero sense to me. I was like, whoa, do these people have a photographic memory? Um, yeah, so I think that was hard, or that could be hard. Studying was a little off like that, but I have a very good memory in for facts and figures and trivia and stuff. So in some ways, it was very easy because of that. And I don't know if that's a lot of people who have aphantasia have that type of uh, memory. So I don't know if that's part of it or if it's just, you know, yeah, having coolness is good. Or, as long as you're not toxic about it, Jesus. Some people get a little bit of coolness and then like it goes to their head or something. I don't know. I guess coolness has nothing to do with whether or not you're a toxic person. And that's the real thing that's uncool. What did Superman say? Punk kindness is the new punk rock, something like that. I might be misquoting. Spoiler alert to a single phrase in the movie. All right. All right. I think we'll give this a break. I think there is some stuff that could still be done, but for now, I want to work on something else that I did last night that actually I recorded it to make a short and then I just kept going. I really liked the drawing. It was like better than my regular shorts fare. And so, ooh, nice. Oh man, Nanochi, that's really rough. I'm sorry to hear that. Uh, yeah, I mean, definitely reach out for support from adults. I don't know if you have that in school or your parents, an adult that you trust. But yeah, I mean, starving yourself to try to be skinny, it it doesn't work. And one thing that might help to convince her not to do that is just that you can really mess up if you don't do it the slow and the quote unquote right way. I didn't shouldn't say quote unquote the right way. You can really mess up your metabolism, and then you'll it'll be really hard to maintain any healthy weight, skinny or normal or anything. And so I don't know if that would have worked for me, but I think that's good. It's a good truth. Oops. Yeah, I just think like that's it. That's all I have to say on that. But yeah, definitely if you need help, get help. That's that's something that I'm still trying to remember to do. Like I think everyone should remember to do. Yeah. Do you publish your comic, Goblin? Do you have it on a web page or anything? Or I guess that's there must be like webtoons. Can you self-publish on webtoons? Probably. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I've said this like 4 times, but I'm genuinely gonna stop working on Blub Blub. I think this is really nice. I think we got a lot going on here. I think this is a cool dude. He can definitely use a little bit more work, a little bit more texture, but I really like it. Seascape, looking good, Seascape. No notes. Still the Seascape. Where's the where's the one I want to work on? Okay, here it is, here it is. So this I did last night. I really like it. And I'm gonna have a short where you can see the whole drawing, like speed drawing. Um, yeah, yeah, Goblin is totally right. Like your body will sometimes start storing more fat and looking fatter and being less healthy just because you're trying to starve it. But yeah, it's hard. Other people's mental health is something that's not your fault. You can try to help. You can reach out and get help for other people, or at least offer, but it's a it's a really tough situation. Okay, let's get as big as we can and do this balloon. Yeah, I want it mostly a solid color. I don't mind if I go over. I'll just erase the outside. This is small enough that it's not going to be a big deal. There we go. We can even leave it on the tardigrade itself because that is how it works in real life. A little green goes on that guy. And then we'll take, I'm going to do white and actually pencil it on. Let's make the opacity all the way up. We'll leave the flow down. Hmm. I don't, we're going to get a different brush. I want this to like be kind of laid on thick, but still have like a chunky texture. Oh, actually, I guess I don't want it to have a chunky texture because that's balloons are smooth. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, then we'll go really uh, the opposite. We'll go really unchunky. Hmm? Yeah, these are water bears, little tardigrades. I drew them last night. They weren't originally flying or anything. They were just like that on the page, no balloons. And then I was like, ooh, and I drew the balloons, and then I drew the ground, and I put the shadows, and yeah. Hmm. I could mess around with this reflection all day, apparently. There, there. Okay. What's the next color? Yeah, it's terrible. And I reiterate, it's not the fault. I guess I'm doing solid purple. I'll make this transparent in a second. I don't know what I was thinking, but purple should look good. And then we'll just literally bring the transparency up. This balloon is behind it. We'll add the reflection, this like the specular highlight, I mean specular reflection, or like the color reflects on the thing behind it. We can add that, or the thing next to it, I should say. We can add that after. We don't, that doesn't have to be on this layer. Oh no. Oh, okay, it's just, there we go. We'll do another highlight. Hmm. Yeah, that's fine for now. Gotta stop somewhere. Okay. I don't know what the last color should be, guys. Oh no, they're floating away. Oh no. Come back. I guess red. Yeah. You were gonna say red? Yeah. Oh yeah, lipstick red. That's pretty close to what I've chosen here. And maybe lipstick red is a little there. Let's do that. I guess I will do the whole thing. Like the balloon behind the balloon. And we'll see how that goes. Oh, yucksy. Yusky. Hmm. Don't know that one. What does Nanochi mean? I thought I knew that. It seems familiar, but I can't place it. Maybe I'm just thinking of Noki. Oh, I forgot to do the little belly buttons, the balloony buttons. I always think when they tie off the balloon, that always reminds me of a belly button because I think old school that's what it used to be. That's what a belly button used to look like. I mean, not sticking out or anything, it would still look basically the same now, but like for babies. That's not bad. We'll move this behind there. This is not bad. Move behind here. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. We'll do white. Awesome sauce. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm I'm really happy with this. I did it to talk about tardigrades on a short, and then it just kept I just kept going, and I really liked it. Okay, I'm gonna change this one from that to this. There we go. Ooh, a bodybuilder chicken? I might do that. I draw a lot of birds. I really like drawing birds. That that's a good request. That's almost certainly getting done. But I'll have to do it on the page on real life. I'm just gonna add a little black line here to kind of, I'm gonna lower it. I wonder if I can just, yeah, yeah, perfect. Actually, let's go even lower. Let's get it lined up. There we go. I'll erase that here. It doesn't, I don't even want it to be like, I just want it to be a suggestion of a black line because it's going to be from behind the thing. We don't even need a line really, but I think that this particular image calls for it. Yeah, so they were called water bears, and then they were called, oh yeah, I could do something like that, RGB or CMYK, like CMY. Uh, they were called water bears, and then they were called moss piglets because they mainly live in moss. And then somebody was like, oh, tardigrade because of the way they walk. I can't remember actually why they're called tardigrade. I looked it up yesterday and I still can't remember. That's how boring it is. Like moss piglet, great. Like water bear, awesome. Tardigrade because ancient Greek something something. Cool, bro. Okay, yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm really interested. I think let's do this trick. Oh, this green is not. Let's do a new green because it's drawn differently from the other ones and it's a little off. So let's do it this way where we actually draw it on very, very thick and then we make it transparent on the flip side after it's drawn. That's black. Just in case. Here we go. Here's green. Whoops. Here we go. Here's green. Oh, and I forgot to do the belly buttons. Oh yeah, that's I know that's there. That's supposed to be there. Okay. Yeah, we can change the colors of these after, and so we'll do that and mess around with some of that. Okay, there we go, there we go. Now I'll make it a little bit transparent, and we'll come in with the eraser and fix up my over colors. Not a ton. I was doing careful. We'll, we'll leave that. Okay. Oh, hey, Eyes of Art. I'm doing, well, this, I'll show you the picture in 1 second. Okay. I did this drawing. I did this drawing yesterday, and I decided to add balloons. We're taking a break. We've been working on Blub Blub, who's uh, there we go, who's a character. I had just found a picture book that my wife and I had written a few years ago, and I had illustrated, and then we lost the book, and I didn't like the illustrations. But yeah, they're belly buttons. But now I found the book, and I've had much more practice illustrating, so I decided to re-illustrate it. And then I'm having like drama, so I decided in my life, separate out there. So I decided to do it on stream to like, I don't know, give myself a challenge, give myself something to do. So welcome, welcome. And now we're just doing this guy for unrelated, just just because it's fun. Okay, yeah, let's change some. I like these colors, but let's change the purple RGB. Let's change the purple to blue just to see what it will look like. It kind of looks like that already. We'll just bring it. Oh, we'll do that. We'll do that. And because it's a solid color, you can just sort of colorize it in um, the hue or saturations menu. And it's not going to like lose any detail or anything because it's just, this does look good. I might leave it. I want to erase the pencil line that's underneath these. I don't need those shining through. We've already made them. Oh yeah, bats are really nice. Uh, I do like bats. Um, hmm. Oh, that's a different. I'm trying to think. I was just watching a bunch of baby bears like playing on different stuff last night. Oh, I've been reliably informed that my favorite animal is crows or corvids, blackbirds, crows, ravens. That's the truth. Oh, hey, Nasir. Welcome, welcome. So today we're coloring, well, we were coloring Blub Blub, this guy. And then we were coloring, nope. And now we're coloring this drawing, which I did last night, of tardigrades, water bears. I think maybe we'll give these little boys like a tint of yellow, a little hint of shadow. Um, yeah, like yellow brown. And let's leave the balloons. Let's be done with those. Yeah, I don't want it to be too much, but I do think it would be nice to give these guys like I said, a very small, like kind of like a highlight, but in the shadows instead of the foreground. Oh, we'll use that elephant brush. This is a good use for it because we can control the size of it. Now let's get right in. And I'm going to just do the outside lower left side of everything. And that's underneath, so I'll do that. Yeah, I don't. Oh, I forgot. They're segmented. I think tardigrade has something to do with how they're segmented. Ooh, I learned something weird about them in my research. So there's like a study there's a field of study in science that's like what part of the all the body parts in science in biology did this body part evolve from? For example, like horses' hooves are like a fingernail. They're like a giant thumb. And the morphology of that is like really easy to prove, and you can also test the genes and see that that's true. So when they do that to tardigrades, their bodies are all the same as a arthropod's head. So each section is a head section. So, like insects are arthropods that have a head, a thorax, and a abdomen. Well, these guys are just head, 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 head. And then that evolved and specialized into what they are here. And like literally two heads are better than one. So why not four heads? Four heads are better than, oh, forehead is already a thing. Never mind. Okay. I wasn't sure how this was going to go, this coloring. Yeah, yeah. Santa, I've been called Santa. I often wear my glasses, which makes me look even more like Santa. Oh yeah, adding in that color tone. Mm, that looks great. I'm gonna put some right here, here, and I'm gonna do a little bit extra right back there just because I want that to be separate. Yeah, that worked good. Yeah, yeah, that's good. I like that a lot. It makes the balloons look shabby. I'll have to do more work to the balloons. Oh, really? Thank you. Thank you, Goblin. I try. I prefer Jolly to other things. I'll have to keep that in mind, Bola, because I definitely dress up as Santa for Christmas already. So I wasn't live streaming last year for Christmas, but I'm down. It sounds like a good idea. If you subscribe, you'll see it when it comes up, and you'll be like, that was I told him to do that. I'm the ideas guy. All right. Oh, that's a different balloon. I was like, some of this isn't erasing. Yeah, yeah, I'll remember you. I'll remember you. Yeah, so my name is Chris with a K also. So that's very Santa, who's often called Chris Kringle. I'm I'm also Chris something. Oh, we have to turn this layer all the way back up. Get the blue, and then we can turn it back down. Yeah, I think we'll do something with these balloons. We'll just add some better. I was saying before I don't want to cell shade, and then that's exactly what I've done with these, is they're just a single color thrown over the entire area. So we can go in and at least add, we don't have to add like a lot of texture because they are balloons, but we can add a shadow, we're not going to do reflection, but we can come in and do a, yeah, this blue is good. I really like it. I'm really happy we changed it to blue. Now the one I'm iffy about is the green, but I don't know. What do we got? Mm. Oh, we could do yellow, like a classic um, classic mixing, or orange, or we could just like go with the green, but like make it something more. Let's do that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was thinking primary color, but I think this green, like go the RGB. I think this looks good. I can always be, uh, is it persnickety and go and change it later for printing. I could even print out different ones and see how it looks on paper. So we could do something like that. I mean, not right now. Let's take this green. We have to turn it all the way up to get a sample. We'll take that green, turn it back down. It was on 37. There. And now I'm going to alter this green. I'm just going to make it like a little bit. I'll use the CMYK and I can just add black. I'll just add a little black. Oh, wait. We'll do. Oh, no, that's going to be blue, right? Yeah. We can also add black with the hue saturation black. I'll do that method. It looks a little bit closer to the actual green. Yeah, so idea for animation. Oh, hi, Polaroid. Welcome, welcome. I like the triangle. And the whole name. I don't know why I singled out the triangle. That's rude. Okay, so we'll do this on a new layer up top. And we'll just, I think we'll just do like kind of the opposite of the, all right, let's do it again. That wasn't enough. Okay, that might be enough. Let's make it a little transparent. Yeah, I think that's enough for me to make it feels like it's real. Or, whatever I'm saying. Feels like it changes it. It makes it not seem like cell shaded and it gives me some. What happened? Okay, well, that was intense. Bring that one way down. That's fine. The green one was so light. Does my settings get changed? Probably not. No, they're all the same. Maybe I was just way gentler. All right. I like that. I think that solves the problem I was feeling. I think I would call that done. I might, yeah. I wish this string was straight, so I might mess around with that. But besides that, I think this is done. One thing I really liked animating was like a plant growing for practice. That was really nice. A ball bouncing is a classic uh, animation to do. I know what some of the greats used to do is they would find a piece of music and then they would figure out what to animate to that. Some of the earliest animators were doing that. Okay, so we can clean up Blub Blub a little bit, or we can clean up the seascape a little bit, maybe do some of the background. Let's do seascape. We haven't, let's save before we get too far. We'll call this done. I'll drop this guy in the Discord. Copy that. Yeah, storytime animation, that's nice. That's a good thing to do. I really like reading like old fairy tales, like Hans Christian Andersen or Brothers Grimm is a little bit grim, but they're also good. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just gonna, we're in here doing the same thing we were doing before with the, um, with Blub Blub and getting the edges clean. And we're just trying to get the edges clean for this coral. I think it'll be not as bad. Yeah, Grimm is good. And Hans Christian Andersen has like so many, and some of them are also pretty um, intense. But my favorite, or one thing that's really nice about them, is they're all available for free online. Totally, no pirating necessary because they're all in public domain. And so you can always read like high quality fairy tales. Most of them are high quality fairy tales, just like at Project Gutenberg, which has a bunch of royalty free public domain books, and places like that. And I really like that. I'm a big open source public domain guy. For when it's good, it's good. I think you should try to use it. Yeah, I say start really small for your first vid. Do do like a flower blooming or a dog barking, something like short, like a second or two long for animation. And then if that's easy, you can keep going. Um, but it's good to do something like that to start because you'll probably finish it. And if you try to take on something too big, um, it might be hard. Not that you wouldn't be able to do it, just like guarantee yourself a little success to start. Oh, thanks so much for stopping in, Polaroid. Bye. Oh, yeah, you could do one of those like, here's a song to get to know about me. Ramana Hanadana. Karma, chameleon. What's interesting with this is I'm not using like either it's all the way masked or it's all the way not. So I can choose how much background comes through, which lets me basically paint with the background as my palette, my color, which is I don't know, it's just something that I didn't really know when I first started out that has been really useful for me in different sections and different times. It also means you can like blend the background and what you've painted in the foreground like very in very hmm, different gradients. Like it doesn't have to be, you have a lot of complex ways to do that, a lot of transfers. Yeah, yeah, sing it like me. Okay, this is doing good. There's crickets going on out in the world. I'm starting to think about second dinner. We ate dinner really early, uh, like where where we would normally eat lunch. Maybe we just ate lunch. Yeah, I think we ate lunch late. Yeah, but that was just a snack. Well, that was literally my breakfast. This is the problem. We had pizza for breakfast. So, whatever that means. Okay, not bad, not bad. Actually, I like that a lot. There's some spots I think I missed. We can go back and undo that. Nope, not there. Okay. Looking good. Looking fine. Having a pretty good time. Looking good. Looking fine. Having a pretty good time. Bow, 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 bow. Oh yeah, that's the other spot I wanted to clear up. Uh, no pink. That's fine. That's fine. It's okay. No one's sad. Okay, that's, I'm gonna just get right here and call it a day. I'm gonna stop messing around with that. Yep. Yeah, that looks good. No messing around needed. So what we can do is do the next part. Whoop. This will be nice and simple. Basically, we're coloring with the background, but we're choosing exactly how hard the transition is, and like that that type of thing. And we're noticing if there's any mistakes that have to be cleaned up or anything that looks dumb against the background that should be recolored. Like, I like slow processes that double check and go over things sometimes, because you know, when you go over things, you're going over them. Ooh, leopard gecko. That's cool. I've seen a gecko on TikTok when somebody's just holding it up and it gets the spider. Seems neat. Seems like a very gecko thing to do. Yeah, I guess I like grew up in the middle of the woods. I mean, that's only a very slight exaggeration. Um, yeah, mostly because it was actually a swamp. But there was crickets forever, all the time, always in the house, always right outside. It was very loud with crickets and cicadas in the sun, all sorts of stuff. So I never think of crickets as like noise. It just doesn't occur to me really. I mean, I say never. It's not never. Sometimes crickets are dying annoying, but ooh, nice. I We took care of an iguana one summer. It was like a friend of mine's, or maybe a girlfriend's little brother's iguana, school's class's iguana. And his mom was like, yeah, we'll take care of it. And it was crazy because she worked two jobs and spent the rest of her time cutting coupons to buy food really cheap so she could get all this like crazy snacks and also shop online, like way before anyone else was shopping online. And then, like, we just had to take care of an iguana. You know what? Like, I was thinking I would erase everything, but I think like this rock in the background could definitely stay with the green in front of it. I think that looks nice. And actually, like, even when I'm erasing now, it kind of looks good with the green in front of it. I'll just do a very light erase. Oh yeah, thank you. And yeah, it was my first it was my first commission in a long time. It was maybe my first illustration commission, or it was very either my first or my second, I think. Um, or it was my first in a very long time. And so it feels like my first professional. I probably have it. I can look. Let me see. It's gonna be in the desktop. I bet you it's just on the desktop. I wish I remembered what any of the names were. Was it a gecko? Hmm. Oh, I know what I can do. Star. Anxiety, message in a bottle, cardboard level, pickle Christmas, chameleon commission. Yeah, I did this commission for somebody that lost a pet. And I now do pet commissions. I would color this, but at the time this was the style and this was all the examples they had seen were stuff like this. And I think this style with the black and white pet and like the colors of the background being really like bright and vibrant is nice for like memorial stuff. You can hang it up. It's not too over the top or eye catching. It kind of looks classy and subdued. It'll look good in any house, I think. This is good. I haven't looked at this in so long. Yeah, so I drew this in pencil and I scanned it in, did a little bit of cleanup, and then colored just the flowers in here in Photoshop. Yeah, yeah. Okay, we're coming along. I think this is a lot of good work, so I can see what else needs to be done. Add in the octopus family. Oh, this just looks fine. Like, it looks the same, whether it's behind the background or not. That's funny. Just these colors specifically really come through. Anyone watching? Well, no, I don't want to ask that. Uh, we started watching, I think the most recent season of Bob's Burgers. We've been watching The Simpsons every day, just like old Simpsons, because I had never really seen it uh, until this year, or maybe late last year. And so now we're watching it together forwards. Oh, I didn't tell you. I watched it backwards. I watched The Simpsons from the end, from the most recent episode, all the way back to the beginning last year. And now we're watching it forwards. I'm watching it forwards for the first time. Oh, thanks so much, Goblin. Oh, hi, Godzindi. Zindex 7. Is this like a Star Trek? I think there's an alien race in Star Trek called the Zindi. I might be getting that wrong. I'm not I'm not super well versed on this. Right now I'm doing a seascape. I had done an illustration of a book. I had written a kid's book with my wife. We did an illustration. Then I lost it. I thought the illustration was terrible. I was really embarrassed. So then we found it, and so now I'm re-illustrating it. And that's what we're at now. This is page 2. The first page is something like, this is Blub Blub. He's a pink elephant, not elephant, a pink octopus, and he's shy. Or something, I can't remember. And then it goes, Blub Blub's family was really good at camouflaging. It flows much better than that. I'm misremembering. And then his family will be hiding here in this seascape we got going on. You can kind of see, here's one. This is where they will be. Here's one. There's one over there, sneaky, this guy. And then I think there's two kind of popping out behind this rock. They're not that good at hiding, but it's a kid's book, so you can't make it too hard. Well, you could, but I'm not going to. We're gonna make it easy for kids to find these. No, like I liked books where there was things that were really well hidden, and like we might do that. A different kind. That's a different kind of book, though. This book, we don't even really talk about camouflage right away because you want the kids to have a firm grasp of the idea before you introduce a word like that. But we do introduce it, so you're not scared. Welcome back, Nasir. Okay, I think that looks good. We'll do this one. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. And then I think we'll clean this one up. Then it's probably time to go. I think the next stream, either tomorrow or the next day, and we'll do one on the desk, I think. Or we'll go back and we'll take a break from the book and we'll do the cartoons. I draw cartoons poorly from my terrible memory. It's more complicated than that, but okay, I'll pitch it. I have aphantasia, which means I have no visual imagination or memory. And there's a wheel of cartoons. And if you have an idea for a cartoon, I'll put it on there. If there's one we haven't put on there, or even if there was one that was on there that I've already drawn, I'll put it back. But I spin the wheel, and then without looking it up, I try to remember and try to draw that um, that cartoon, even though I'm terrible at it. Oh, Bingo and Bluey. Okay, I'll put those on now. I don't. Tell me if you guys see this uh, DuckDuckGo window. Does it come up? Because I think it's looking for the DuckDuckGo window called Cartoon. And when I go to Wheel of Names, that's what it's called. Okay, I don't think it comes up. I think I have to like... So this is the wheel. I'm not doing it today. We're just going to add Bingo and Bluey because we didn't have them on here. Bingo. And if anyone has any other cartoons, we'll put them on. We'll do Bandit also. And what's Bingo's mom's name? Chili. Like CHLII? Yeah, sure. And we'll kind of stick these guys. Um, we'll make them a little bit random. They don't have to be all right next to each other. We'll put Bingo with Chili and Bandit with Bluey. You think they did that on purpose? That way they don't have to be by themselves. All right. Save that. Save. Okay. Hide that. All right. Oh, I think she's on there. I'll check. I'll check. Let's see. Do we have Marinette or Miraculous Ladybug? Ladybug. Oh, Marinette. What? Miraculous. That's crazy. I'm very surprised. Uh, Miraculous Ladybug. And we'll do Marinette also. I don't know how to spell Marinette. I guess we might as well also do Cat Noir. And we'll do his secret identity. Adrian. Okay. Adrian Ladybug. Okay. All right. All right. Thanks so much for coming tonight. Oh yeah, I can talk a second, Nasir. My very first drawing, my very, very first drawing is probably as a kid in school. I think like everybody or everybody in my community, we all had art class. And so my very first drawings are almost certainly in art class. Uh, and then I was like a quiet kid who didn't, oops, I didn't, I didn't mind socializing, but I wasn't like I was the opposite of popular, whatever that's called. And so like a lot of people thought like, oh, this kid should do art or something because he's so quiet. But I didn't really do any art until like I used colored pencils or whatever. I like that, but I didn't really draw or anything until even in high school I took an art class or two, uh, but I didn't really get into it. I actually played guitar and I was in the play and stuff. I didn't really like art, even though I liked it. And I had some like teachings, which I think is important. I was taught a lot. I didn't do anything with it. And then I'd say about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I started drawing like every day. And what is happening? Here we go. I started drawing every day, and that really changed the game for me. I started getting better and better. I didn't get better every day, but I was getting better every day. It just might not have been noticeable. And once I started doing that, it was like it felt like it was only a matter of time. But that's 6 years ago, so it's been quite a while. Lots and lots of hours of practice. Oh, yeah, I was I was old. Hey, yo yo yo. I mean, Fabs. I played yo-yo when I was a kid. Was yo-yo ever popular when you guys were in school? It's weird, like how trends work, you know? There we go. Oops. Like things will be popular for a minute, like fidget spinners, and then they will not be popular. Like they'll be unpopular. And it just feels like it's so strange. The whims of crowds. Let's see, what were trends when I was young? Pokemon cards, X-Men cards, Power Rangers. That one missed me, but it was around. Pogs. Like my mom was like, "We had Pogs when I was a kid," and I was like, "No, you didn't." But yeah, they did. They did different stuff with them, but they had them and collected them, and they were weird about them, just like we were. That's probably everything. Yo-yos, hacky sack, devil sticks. Devil sticks are weird. That weird like cup bally devil stick thing. All right, this is I'm starting to get all the things that need to be colored separated, which is good. Gack. Oh yeah. Like before it was cool to make your own slime, we had like we had like what? Oh yeah, Nickelodeon made it for us. And you would buy it. I remember like there were those like hacky hippie mom books that you would buy at like bookshops and like not bookshops. You would buy them in like uh crystal healing stores and it would be like here's how to make your own gack. Here's how to make your own floam. And it would and I followed one of those recipes. My mom was a person who bought books from crystal healing stores. And they were like, here's how to make your own floam. And I was like, oh, cool, I love floam, which had like styrofoam bits in it and was not a slime. But then they just gave you the recipe for slime. And the whole time I'm making it, I'm like, oh, we better be adding the little balls in soon. Like, this is sweet. Like, they're going to run out of time. And then they ran out of time and it was just slime. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I made slime like secretly in the basement when I was a kid. Just in the basement because that's where the washer and dryer was, and you needed starch to make slime. You use like Elmer's glue and starch and something else for the recipe I was doing. And so I went down to the basement to get the starch, not like no nefarious. Yeah, I think I will go to live tomorrow, Nasir. I'll probably do one at the desk, so another drawing. We'll see you soon. It's either tomorrow or the next day. Good night. Okay, I will do a quick sketch if I can make the go to channel. Okay. Okay. Is this I got it. Yeah, we'll do a quick sketch of this and that'll be the end for the night. Let's close this up. Let me save everything. Bye. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna leave that one open because I want to use it. What is this? Why do I have this? Oh, it's for the thumbnail. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Let's see. Whoop. Ay, 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 ay. Ay. That's what people are like, right? Ay, 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 ay. All right, 600. 600, not from center. I don't know what that means. Okay, we got to start with the white circle. Everybody knows that. What is happening? Path. There we go. What? I don't... Get out of here. Okay, we'll try that again. 600 and 600. Oh my gosh. I'm having trouble just making the circle. Hang on. Here we are. Just 600, 600. I keep like hitting R and stuff in between. Okay. Jeezy peasy. Not supposed to be that difficult. Path. Make a selection. Inverse the selection. Make the outside of the selection black. This was supposed to be the easy part. Okay. Now we're cooking with fire. I assume you're in dark mode. I assume now. Okay. What do you mean no pixels are selected? It's crazy talk. All right, now there's this thing on the top. I don't know what it is, but we'll get it. We'll get it in there. Is it? We'll use this. What does this look like? Okay. It's like blue and green, and that's too green. And turquoise maybe. A little bit of that. Okay. All right. Now we got to get to the good stuff. I'm going to try to do it straight. What happened? Strong Bad did anime? I don't remember. Wait, I do remember because it kind of looked like Mega Man. You got to put in the blue hair. I think their arms are crossed. I mean, that'll be decided later with white, not right now with black. So let's get that black. Let's smooth out this outside. That's a shoulder. That's a shoulder. That's the scoop neck. All right. Nope. Yep. There we go. Wow. Baller. This one. Okay. Hey. Okay. So I don't know why this is doing this lately, where it's like leaving a little dang white edge. I know I figured out why it does it, and I know I figured out the setting to get rid of it, and really I should just Google it. But anyway, that's where I'm at with that. So we'll choose a color. Oh, my friggin' thing doesn't go over there. Okay, what's happening? Choose a color. Hmm. All right, we'll choose a color somewhere else. My color picker was weird. I'll do like neck. We'll do a new layer. We can do it behind the head. I mean behind the shirt, so we don't get interrupted. I mean, don't get covered. We'll do neck. We'll do like, was it just sort of anime head? Yeah, just sort of anime head. Anime shaped head. All right, which has like a big. What's that? Oh, hey Saply, my. Whoa, you just all your messages just showed up. I heard from my wife in the back that you were back, and I was like, I don't see anything. And then boom, and my stream must be acting. Even it wants to go eat dinner. Oh, ah, no. Okay, I guess that's where we are now. We'll do. We'll change the shape and then we'll just fix the neck. That's not a problem. Okay, and now I guess we'll do brown hair. Oh, that's great. Hi, Saply's little sister. Does she have a favorite animal? We are drawing Fab's or Nanochi's avatar. I'm just doing a like an all digital sort of cartoon sketch of it. Okay, this is crooked. This is very crooked, so I'll have to fix that. Dude, what happened to me? Let's see if we can just twist this crooked body back into shape. Yeah, that's all right. We can live with that. We'll fix it a little. What do they say? We'll fix it in post. I don't know. Am I right or you're right? I'm laughing, but that's a genuine question I have. My profile? Or no, this is Fab's profile. Oh no, you know what I did? I didn't separate the hair and so now they're all one. So when I lighten up the face to get to like match skin tone better, I also have to lighten up the hair. Well, we'll see, we'll see. What can I do here? There we go. Looks great. Highlights. I guess we should make the hair a little bit, there we are. A little bit less messy. Is your hair very messy? Well, we'll see, we'll see. Okay. Let's get, there we are. That looks pretty good. Oh, that's not a choker. That's the shadow. Oh yeah, that's good. I, that's a good thing to do. Like when you're traumatized, you should definitely do something like chill and like low stress so you can forget about it. That they've shown that that's like really healthy. So welcome, welcome. That'll be one ear. You won't, the other one's hidden, but that's an ear. Bro's super happy to see us. Now we'll do the itis ball. Oh, I'll do the eyes ball not on, I'll do it on its own layer so I can mess it up. Whenever I draw a smiling face, I always start smiling. It's terrible. Uh, it, my face hurts sometimes. That's why it's terrible, not because it's like bad by itself. A Smisky. I don't even know what a Smisky is. Have you heard of a Smisky? Ah, we're getting live research right now into Smisky. Oh yeah, so I'll have to do, whoa, calm down. I'll have to do the hair again over the eye if we want it over the eye. There we go. Gosh, okay. We can erase some of this. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Cool. That's neat. Smisky, Smith, whatever it is. Smisky. All right, not too shabby. If I do critique myself very kindly. Hmm. Oh, what do you think? Hmm? Oh, jeeby creepy. Yeah, we can do just a line mouth. Just a line mouth. Actually, my mouth is just a line. It's like a weird line in an action movie. No, I want you to look like determined. Nope, not happy. There we go. It's too high. Nope, nope. There we go. Oh, nice. Facial anatomy. Or anatofacially. No, no, that doesn't work. Oh, nice. Yeah. You don't have to deal with like chin or some of the cheeks. Old guy with beard is a very fun way to draw. And then you can just like make hands and arms, hands and legs like come out of the old guy beard face, and now you have a gnome. So that works really good. Oh yeah, if you do draw my portrait, share it with me. That'd be really awesome. What? Oh, that's fine. Have you seen my face? All right. Yeah, we'll save this. Yeah, yeah. All right. This was a fun one. I'll post this. Maybe I'll post a high def of this in the Discord. Um, and then if you guys join, you can download it or whatever. But I'm definitely printing this out. We're going to put this on some cards for the... Yeah, I feel complimented. I don't know what's going on. Someone's trying to stir trouble over there. Yeah, we're definitely going to print this for the craft fair coming up. I love this. I think it's going to really... I'm just trying to keep my grades up. Yeah, yeah. I think it's just me right now. Just me, and we've been telling about... Somebody asked about it, but I think it's just me and Fatima. So you'd be maybe the first person to join. No, I don't know. Yeah, it's just us. How do I share it? I mean, I know you go up here, you go to share. It's not that hard, but you know. No, invite people there. It's literally the first thing. Copy. Okay. Now, should I just paste it in the chat? Okay. Yeah, feel free to take a screenshot of me. And then I will put it also in my, what's it called? Profile, my bio, my YouTube channel page description. It's probably that last one. That's, oh, your videos, I guess. I forgot, getting to your like profile page editor is not, it's like dumb, right? Is it here? No. Ah, here it is. Okay. Okay. All right, I also put it in the bio for now. So there we go. It was fun. Okay. Yeah, and I will paste this in the art share right now so I don't forget in case you guys want to do something with that. Everyone helped choose the color, so if it lets me paste, okay, it doesn't. I have to downsize it a little bit. But no problem. Let's try 2000 wide. Come on, Discord, where you at? Okay. Yep, it's in there. All right. I checked it out. I couldn't use it. But maybe I'll check out Krita, the recommended Windows replacement. All right, thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, it's in the channel bio. If it didn't come through this link I pasted in the, I can replace pinned message. That might work. But it's in the channel bio. Yeah. Yeah, we might not be allowed to paste links in chat and stuff. You need like a certain amount of subscribers and stuff. So it should be in our channel bio. I definitely put it there. Bye.